Hello, welcome back to this channel, King What If. This is part 2 of What If Kazuya, Kazuya, yeah, what if Kazuya never rented Chizuru? Now, I actually completely forgot about this part until someone called Aaron told me to make part 2. Now, I don't mind, I barely do anything, you know, I just wish people would comment more like, Aaron. Anyway, this part 2, let's continue. So after where we left off is Kazuya was sitting outside the vending machine like a hobo, and Mommy had asked Kazuya if he wanted to go over to uh her apartment. Kaguya was about to say yes, but then he'd think about something. He actually does have a girlfriend now, but he still couldn't get over his ex. And Kaguya, I can't get his name right. Kaguya was, wait, Kazuya? Well, I'm just gonna call him Kazu, yeah. Kazu was about to say no before Mommy would actually say that her brother had his friends over. And Ka- Kazu would think it was a relief, and he asked Mommy if, if he was like close with her brother, and she'd say no, and they just sit there, and Kazu would say, "I'm sorry, I gotta go do some stuff," and Mommy would say, "I understand." After that, Kagu would go run as Mommy would think, how dare he abandon me alone to go talk to some other girl. Which I found was really weird because then, like, I don't understand that in anime when girls break up with guys and then, when they see them, there's like, oh my god, I have to get back together with him. Anyway, after that, Kazu would be standing outside of Chizuru's apartment, which is his next door neighbor. And Chizuru would come as Kazuya would, be sitting like there on his knees, like how Japanese people sit on their knees. Like, I don't understand it. Anyway, he then started apologizing, and that it was just all the memories that they had started flooding in. Chizuru would say it was okay. After that, she'd get a notification on her phone saying that she had a date next Wednesday, and she'd be like, oh no, next Wednesday. That's like. And Kazuya would say, yeah, anyway. Anyway, they would still go on for one whole week, and the next week would be normal, and they would see each other around campus some point, and that's really all they would do. And then once they would come, and Kazuya would ask Chizuru if she would, come to the hospital with him to go see his grandma. After that, Chizuru would say that she was kind of feeling sick. And Kazuya would say okay. And Chizuru would see that Kazuya visits. She's been there like 2 or 3 times, so she knows Kazuya visits for 2 hours at a time. Luckily, this date was supposed to last 1 hour and 30 minutes. Chizuru would take a shower, get dressed, and meet her client at the station. Around the same time, Kazuya should have arrived at the hospital. As they'd be there, they'd enjoy, the same walk over and over. And they do what they normally did at this time. After that, they go to a bakery, and at, uh, Chizuru and her client would go inside a bakery shop, and she was gonna buy her client some cookies and stuff. Now, Chizuru would look out as she'd see Kazuya. Since Chizuru always puts her phone on vibrate or silence so she doesn't interfere with the clients because she's a professional. She didn't get the text, but Kazuya said that he was actually coming home early and that he was actually gonna bring her some like cakes. So Chizuru was in trouble. She couldn't abandon the client, but she couldn't let Kazuya see her. After that, Kazuya was about to walk into the same bakery when he get a text on his phone. After getting a text, it'd be from Kiba, and Kiba would be like, "What are you doing?" And Kazuya would say nothing. I'm just about to walk into a bakery, and Kiba would say, "Answer the phone call." They'd answer the phone call, and Kazuya would sit out on like a bench nearby, and Kazuya would say, "Really? Oh, okay, I'll be right there." And after that, the date would go on, and she'd go back into her house and pretend to be okay then. After that, Kazuya would run in and he'd say, "Guess what? Like, my friend gave me my friend invited me to the beach. Would you like to come?" And, you know, Mizuhara would say, "Oh, yeah, actually, my friends invited me to the beach a couple of days ago, too." And he'd be like, "Really? Your friends invited you to the beach? Okay, let's both go. Your friends and my friends. It can be a brand new group thing." Kazuya would say, as Mizuhara would say, "Okay, but you should probably go with your group and I'll go with mine and we'll meet you there." And Kazuya would say, "Okay." Now they drive there and eventually they meet. And I kind of want to make this video 10 minutes. I'm going to start doing that now. I want to make 10-minute videos a day or at least 5 times a week. So, anyway, after that, they'd eventually make it there, and they'd get checked and stuff. And Kazu would see Mommy in her swimsuit and almost have a nosebleed. And Mommy would ask Kazuya where Chizuru was, and she'd say that her friends got stuck in traffic. And she'd say, "Oh, okay." And she tried to get closer to Kazuya, and Kazuya would ask what she was doing. My mommy would say she was just saying something. And after that, they would go on the beach and set up. After setting up, Kazuya would try his hardest to not look at mommy and stuff. Now, eventually, Chizuru and her friends would make it, and just like in the original, Kiba would remember, the girl, Chizuru's friend from class or something, and they eventually sit down and start playing cards. Now, some of them would decide to go swimming, but Mizuhara wouldn't go swimming for some reason. Maybe she wasn't feeling good. Or she would say that she wasn't feeling that good, so probably getting in the water wasn't the best thing. So, like, they get in the water, and Mommy would ask Kazuya to come help her with her little bracelet thing. And after they would go, as Mommy would rush up and kiss Kazuya, and Kazuya would just let it happen. More like he didn't know what to do. Now, after the kiss, Mommy would say sorry, and she'd say she found the bracelet and ask Kazuya to forget this, and Kazuya would just be sitting there like, how can he forget this? First off, he just got kissed by his ex-girlfriend while his real girlfriend is here, and he doesn't know what to do. And he's just wondering, and he actually stays by the rock. A few minutes later, he actually goes back and such. He goes back to the table and sits down, and, Kazuya, this time, Kazuya doesn't tell lies. He tells the truth about Mizuhara, and they ask if they could see her house. And Mizuhara looks at Kazuya to do something. Kazuya says, "I'm not sure about that." And, he'd, he'd say, "Our relationship is sort of falling off, so maybe not." And everybody would be surprised. And then Kiba would punch Kazuya. And meanwhile, Mizuhara would be worried and looking sad. and she actually starts thinking it was her fault because maybe he did really see her at the diner, and the things would happen the same, and they'd still go on the cruise. And after that, Kazuya would tell Mizuhara what happened between her mommy and him, and Mizuhara would understand and be okay with it. And Mizuhara would actually have a big sigh off her back, and she had immediately thought that, maybe it was her fault. But Mizuhara would still be a little mad that Kazuya had kept that a secret, so she'd actually start walking out. After a few minutes, though, she'd realized that it was bad for her to keep her job a secret, especially if, Kazuya wasn't had exposed something like that. So Mizuhara would want to go talk to Kazuya, but not before feeling sick and tipping off the boat. And this is where I'm going to leave this part, and I plan on doing this part sometime this week. It's Sunday, start of the week. I want to post at least 5 times a week, 10-minute videos. I plan on doing a double post today. I plan on redoing my What If Deku was Captain, had the Super Soldier Serum. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Aaron, you're welcome. Any more suggestions from Aaron? And yes, you should start your own channel if you want. I'll be your first subscriber. Anyway, thank you and bye.